All right, today, piecewise functions, all right? Today's date, so it's piecewise functions. Today's date is 1/23/18. So piecewise, even the name says we're piecing together different graphs to make one graph. That's what we're piecing them together to make one graph, okay? So if we take a look at excerpt 1.9, it's not asking us to graph it. We're not going to graph it, we're just going to evaluate it. So we go f of 0. Well, first question, let's see. Let's find the f. We've got two different functions. We want to look at this one, okay? F of 0, let's look at this one because it's the f graph. 0, let's see, where would 0 fit into which one of these equations? 0 would fit into this one, because it says x is less than or equal to 1, so 0 would be in, does that make sense? 0 would be in here. So let's plug 0 into 3x minus 1. So we're going to go, all right, 3 times 0 minus 1, because I'm going to plug the 0. 0 is within this range, right? 0 is less than 1. So I'll take my 0 and plug it into x. I'll get 3 times 0 is 0 minus 1. I get negative 1. So first you have to find which equation. Then you got to find out which one to plug it into and just plug it in. Okay, f of 1. f of 1 is a little tricky because they both equal 1, but we're going to plug it into the top one. The bottom one does not have the equal part to it. So this equation right here does not include 1, but this one does. So we're going to plug it into the 3x minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to go, okay, 3 times 1 minus 1, which is 3 minus 1, which is 2. Thumbs up on that one, why I plugged into that one instead of the other. Okay, sure. F of 5. Okay, well here's my f equation, right? 5 has got to be into the second part because 5 is greater than 1, right? So I'm going to plug it into the second part. So I'm going to go, all right, 1 minus 2 times 5. 1 minus 10 is a negative 9. Okay, how am I doing? Okay. F of negative 4. Okay. So f of negative 4, am I going to put it into the top equation or the bottom equation? Top or bottom? Where's it go? Top, because negative 4 is less than 1. So I'm just going to go, all right, 3 times negative 4 minus 1. Negative 12 minus 1 is negative 13. Is this making sense? Good. Now g, number 5 is the g, okay, so we got to go to the g equation, right? So we're not going to do the f equation, we're going to do the g equation, right? So we're going to do the g equation, g of 0. Which one's it going to go into, the first, second, or third? G of 0. Second? Anybody agree with the second equation? Why is the 0, why am I going to plug it into the second equation? Where does 0 fit? Does 0 fit between negative 3 and 1? Yeah. Doesn't it? Doesn't 0 fit between? So I'm going to plug into this one. So I can't really plug it in. So the answer is just 2. Can't plug it in, so the answer is just 2. Okay? And that graph would be at a 2 anyway, okay? G of negative 3, okay? G of negative 3. I'm going to plug it into the first, second, or third equation. First, second, or third equation. G of negative 3. Where's it going to go? First. Because the first equation allows it to equal negative 3. The second equation doesn't equal negative 3, so it's got to go in the first equation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take it in the first equation. We'll go 3 times negative 3 minus 1. Negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10, right? G of 1. G of 1. Is G of 1 going to go into the first, second, or third equation? Third. Nice job, Luke. Totally agree. Because on the third equation, it equals 1, right? So we can plug it into the first equation. So third, I go negative 3 times 1 is just negative 3. Nice job, Luke. Okay. G of 3. Is it going to go in the first, second, or third equation? Third equation. Perfect, because 3 is bigger than 1, right? Fits in there. So we're just going to go negative 3 times 3 because we plug it in, right? And we get negative 9. Does this seem pretty easy? Okay. Okay, G of negative 5. All right. First, second, or third? First, you guys are getting this, aren't you? First, you guys agree? First, I'll plug it into the first equation. I'll go 3 times negative 5 minus 1. Negative 15 minus 1 is negative 16. Okay? Thumbs up on that? Okay. Okay, taking yourself in trouble with this? Okay. Okay. And again, if you guys do, just come see me, okay? All right. Now, when you graph these, first of all, let's go ahead and put down our XY axis. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and graph. Okay, I'm going to do that somewhere in the middle. Okay, let's do this. All right, this. Okay. When you do these, the very first thing I do is I draw my border lines, okay? I draw border lines, okay? How's that, Ben? Did I get it right?
Yes.
You didn't put an S on the end of lines.
Oh, well, there's only one in this case, but you're right. You are right.
You should do the same thing as the top of the page too in the title.
There you go. Yeah, you'll find out I'm a terrible speller. Poor Landon, I embarrass him all the time. Okay, so where are my border lines? They're right here. They're right here. Here's my border lines. These are my border lines. Let me go ahead and highlight that. These are my border lines because it tells me where one graph starts and the other starts, right? So I'm just going to take a highlighter, and the highlighter is not part of the graph. The border lines are not part of the graph. I just like to put it there so I know I got a point where one graph goes and the other graph goes. Okay, so I'm going to have my first graph is going to be over here. So I'm going to have a negative 4x is over on this part because it's less than or equal to 0. Okay, and I'm going to have the 4 on this half. Okay, so I'm going to have two different graphs separated by the border line. Does that make sense? Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at it. Negative 4x. We're going to start at 0. We're going to go down 4. I'm going to use a pencil because I'm not going to erase. I'm going to go down 4 over 1, down 4 over 1, right? Slope it down 4 over 1. But at the same time, you go backwards, kind of like what Bijou said on the warm-up, right? Makes sense? Start at 0, down 4 over 1, so the line looks like this. However, I don't want all this graph. I only want the part that's less than or equal to 0. I only want this part. Here's my x-axis, right? Here's 0. I want this part. So I'm just going to draw this part in. Boom. That's all I want. Do not want this bottom half. Now, I gave it a solid dot right there, didn't I? It's a solid dot. It's not an open dot. It's solid because of that. It equals 0. So solid dot there, okay? 4. Graphing 4, straight across, horizontal line, right? We're going to do that at this side of the graph, okay? Greater than 0, so I'm going to go to 4. But I'm going to put an open circle right there. Open circle right there. Open circle right there because it will not equal 0, okay? Open circle. Okay, that's my graph. Let's do another so you guys get familiar with this, okay? Sideways thumb, thumbs up, okay? Let's slide over, okay? Example 11. First thing we're going to do is draw in our borderline, okay? Our borderline's at 2. We'll go ahead and make a XY axis, okay? So, draw my borderline in at 2. And the borderline, again, is not part of the graph. It just helps me. It gives me an idea where the two graphs are going. So this first graph, which starts at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, is going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, but it's going to be over here, okay? This graph is going to start at 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1 over 1, but it's going to be over here only, okay? And it's going to have a solid, it's not. It's going to have an open dot. So we're going to start at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay. So again, we start at 4. Here's a mistake kids will make. We start at 4 on the Y. Don't start at 4 on the borderline. The borderline is only an imaginary line, right? We start at 4, down 1 over 1. Okay. Open circle because there's no equal, okay? Second graph, we're going to start at positive 3. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. I got to be careful because I'm going to start at 3 and I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, but I'm not going to graph it here at all, right? No graph in here. I'm going to go start 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, but I'm going to have it over here, right? It's going to start at 3, up 1 over 1, but nothing here, only from there, okay? So I'm going to imagine I start at 1, 2, 3, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, okay? There's my graph. Okay, turn the page. All right. 12. Let's put on our border lines first, all right? Okay, my border lines are at -2. They are invisible. Yep, -2. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have it? Thank you. And 2. All right. Ben, that's your job. I gave you a job. Make sure that's there, okay?
Okay.
All right. You guys got it? Okay, so I put my border lines at -2, right? And I put my border line at 2. Everybody got that? Like this. So, from here, 2x. Start at 0. Start at 0. I'm going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. But I'm actually not going to put it in here at all. This is going to be over here. Okay? This graph's going to be over here. So, if I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, I'm really going to go down, down. So this graph actually start way down here. Does that make sense? So we go ahead and graph it. I'm going to start at 0. But I'm going to go up 1 over 1, but I'm really going to go down 1, back 1, down 1, back 1. It's going to start here. I'm going to put an open dot there. The graph looks like that. Okay, start at 0, down 2, but I don't want it in this section. Okay, now the second graph is y equals 2, horizontal line, right? At 2, so I'm going to have a height of 2, and it's going to be between -2 and 2. I'm going to have a closed dot here, but an open dot there. Open dot because it doesn't equal 2, closed dot at this side because it does. And finally, -2x. So -2x would be a graph that looks like this. -2x, we'd start at 0, we'd go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, but I'm not going to have it in here at all. I'm going to have it over here, right? Start at 0, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, but I'm not going to have anything in here. I'm going to have it over here. So I'm still going to imagine doing this, start at 0, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, right? So it's really going to start here, down 2 over 1, okay? All right. Let's jump to 14 so that way we have time to do some homework in class together, okay? Let's jump to 14. So 14, let's make a piecewise graph, okay? So equation 1, equation 2, okay? Let's get the equations first. This one looks like it's up 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? Where do you
5 over 7.
do you think it's up 5 or 7? 1, 2, yeah, it's got to be, which is really down 5, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like it's down 7 over 5x plus 0. You guys okay with that? Plus 0, okay. This equation is just straight old y equals 3, right? Okay with that? So I'm going to go f of x equals, because y and fx are the same thing. Put a bracket in here, okay. Put a bracket right in there, okay. First equation is down 7 over 5x, right? Second equation is 3, okay. So I've got the first equation, down 7 over 5. Second equation, y equals 3. I've got them both in here, but the thing is that they're connected by a borderline. Where's the borderline at? It's at 0. You guys agree it's at 0? This one has an open circle, so this one's less than 0. This one has a closed circle, this one's greater than 0, okay? So we're going to say this one is if x is less than 0. This one is connected, so it's if x is greater than or equal to 0. All right. Now, what we're going to do is try and do this homework, and I'm going to do it with you online, okay? So go ahead and grab your computers, open it up, go ahead and log in. I'll stop recording. Okay, let's